Audio Jungle.
Hi everyone, it is a really great honor and also a real pleasure for me to be the host of today's ATF podcast of today's special episode. My name is Anggun Izatul Khofifah as the host of your podcast right now. And as we know that Among Tani Foundation is the non-profit organization and the foundation is established from the thoughts and also the awareness to create innovations and also improve the beloved city, Batu City, and initiate the idea of cable car in Batu City. Therefore, in today's very special episode of podcast, we have a very amazing guest far away from our countries. Please welcome Mr. Andrew and Mr. Hans. Please welcome in Batu City. How's your day, Mr. Hans, in Batu City?
Well, we had just arrived yesterday morning in Surabaya from Jakarta, I myself, and Andrew from Singapore.
Yes.
And from Surabaya we took the car to come to Batu and stay in the Golden Tulip Hotel. Nice place to be, very nice climate. And this morning we went up to the proposed cable car area, walking to the top, so we are a little bit exhausted right now, but still okay.
Okay, so it's not your first time in Batu City, right, Mr.
I'm
Hans?
already about 10 times in Batu City, yes, because we had originated about this project 10 years ago with your previous Bupati, and then later on it was continued and relocated to different locations. And finally we found a good location which is only about 1 kilometer as a so-called prototype cable car for Batu, so that the population can face the experience what it means to have a cable car, and hopefully this will be the sample to extend it afterwards to larger destinations.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Hans. How about you, Mr. Andrew? Is it your first time here in Batu City?
Yes, this is my first time in Batu City.
Yes, and how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I love the nature, the beauty of the green, that you have. I can see, the water, the trees, very nice. It's different from our country, which is full of buildings.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, for your information, Mr. Hans is from the representative of Dopplemayr company in Indonesia, and Mr. Andrew is the senior manager, technical operations in this cable car in Singapore. So it is a really great honor for me to be having conversations with these two people, because right now Kota Batu is also initiating a cable car, so we have to learn something from the countries that have been made. But before that, please have a drink of our welcoming drink. It is Wedang Uwuh, Mr. Hans and Mr. Andrew. It is originated from Yogyakarta, and in Among Tani Foundation we have a small business called Angkringan Jogja. So we have this kind of drink to welcome people like you. It is very healthy. So if you feel exhausted from the exercise this morning, it is very good for your health.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Relax and have a drink, Mr.
Cheers. Yeah.
Okay, so first thing first, Mr. Hans, as the representative of Dopplemayr, as we know that Dopplemayr is a company that has established for more than 130 years and has installed more than 15,000 installations in 6 continents. So why do those countries choose your company? Why those countries choose Dopplemayr to install the cable car?
Well, for cable car there are not too many manufacturers around the world. Even there were many, maybe 30 years ago, but in this 30 years ago there was a big establishment of the quality and performance of cable cars in this meantime. And many companies couldn't survive and couldn't follow the newest technologies. So today there are only about 2 manufacturers worldwide, and Dopplemayr does provide about 70% of cable cars around the world.
That's really amazing, and that's a really huge numbers, because 15,000 installations of cable cars, and that is really amazing. And how about Mr. Andrew in Singapore? How is the cable car in there? How is give us the description, a little bit description, because some of us as the citizen of Batu City not knowing what is cable car. So what is the facilities, how is the ticket price, and also what kind of experience that we will get?
Okay, I think from the visit earlier to the site, I mean the terrain will be quite similar to the ones on Sentosa line, which is bringing people from one point to another point, like from the beach station, I mean over the beaches, over to another the express train station. So this will transport people from the island going into the Sentosa, and then taking the cable car from the Malayan over to the Siloso point, which is the Siloso beaches, which then they can walk around to enjoy the facilities over there. Yeah.
So it's really nice. I think that is a really great experience, because I have never been like that in Batu City before. So I hope that it's going to realize in Batu City. And Mr. Hans, how is the progress of the cable car in Batu City right now?
Yesterday we had again a presentation in Batu City. It was well occupied by the population. It was a public presentation. I think there were about 200 people visiting it. And I felt there is a very high pulsation in everybody, excited to look forward for that cable car. And that gives us as a manufacturer big motivation to give the best support for it.
Of course, we really hope the best for the future of the cable car itself. And Mr. Andrew, as we know that the cable car in Singapore has been operated really well, and how many cabins have been operating in Singapore, and how many tourists in average that enjoy the cable car itself?
We have two systems. We got Mount Faber line, and the other line will be Sentosa line. Mount Faber line, we have about 67 cabins online, and Sentosa line we have just 51 cabins. In total, on average per year, I mean during the pre-COVID time, it's about 2 million ridership.
2 million?
Yes.
Annually?
Yes.
Annually, so 2 million.
2 million passengers, huh?
2 million passengers. So for your additional information, Mr. Han and Mr. Andrew, in Batu City itself, before the pandemic in 2019, we have 7.4 million in Batu City. And now up to September 2022, we have 5 million. It is possible that we're going to have like improvement in the future, and of course by the existence of cable car itself, it will create more what is it called, attractions in Batu City. And how is your hope for the cable car in Batu City, Mr. Hans?
Well, my hope is that this 1 kilometer cable car is like an embryo which will create more for the future, that this is only a sample how we can develop with the cable car additional tourism. But we have to provide a place for cable cars where people like to go to again and again and again. And so we have to make several attractions around the cable car too, otherwise people come only once.
But Mr. Hans, is it possible to make this cable car as the transportations, not only an attraction for people to go, but it's also a transportation to go from one city to another?
That's a very good question, because in the first time when we came for presentation 10 years ago, I was myself here at that time, we had considered a cable car about 4.5 kilometers long in Batu, going from the hotel Golden Tulip to all those recreation parks. So it's meant as a transportation meaning. That's why it was about 4 kilometers long. But then finally it was a little bit difficult with the financing and the implementations. So finally it was concluded, okay, let's make a trial with a 1 kilometer cable car, which is mainly only really for tourists, where the other one, the original ideas, was for transportation.
Okay, so the first one, the embryo, is the 1 kilometer first, and then maybe in the future we have 10 kilometers long, who knows? Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, the first kilometer is from Jalibar to Coban Rais. So it is 1 kilometer long cable car. So it's just the initiations first. But later on, we will never know. And then Mr. Andrew, how is the security in the cable car? Because maybe some people don't know. Is it secure enough? Is it safe enough, the cable car in Singapore? How is it?
Okay, the cable car comes with a very high safety factor. So for the grip wise, when once it's gripped to a rope, it will not dislodge. Okay, and for the cabin, well, once you are inside the cabin, the door lock, you can never get out from the cabin. So you are secure inside the cabin.
Oh my God! So it is really, really secure if you want to go in the cable car. Not only it's not only amusing, but it's also like safe. And of course, Mr. Andrew and Mr. Hans, in Batu City, you have been walking around in Batu City, and how do you think about it? Is it suitable for the cable car? How about the wind? How about the weather? How is that?
Well, from the geographical location of Batu, with its quite hilly ups and downs, it's very perfect for cable car, because with cable cars we can go up and down, where with a railway system it wouldn't be allowed to go up and down. You must make tunnels and things like that. So it's a very good way, and people normally, where we have this installation, like in Venezuela, they really love it, because before they had to make ways about 1 hour drive or 2 hours drive to get to the working areas, and now they could do it in 10 minutes.
Okay, that's really amazing. Yeah. It is really suitable to be installed in Batu City. Yeah. And how about Mr. Andrew? What do you think?
You have a very nice climate. You also have nice scenery. You are high on top a certain level. Okay, you have a full view, and if you have a cable car up there, you can see the whole city of Batu City. Yeah.
So we now have so many attractions, like for example Paralayang. Paralayang is like we can see Batu City from the top of the mountain, and by this cable car we will see that kind of things too. But maybe some people would like, what the weather in Indonesia is unpredictable, about the rains, about everything. How is that?
Well, you have two types of cabins. The one cabin which we propose now is a closed cabin, where you have only windows to open to blow in fresh air during the operation, and good air circulation, but actually you're protected from the rain. And then there is another type of cabin which is called the open cabin or tropical cabin, safari cabin, and that has of course no windows, it's open, and the rain would go in, so it's only suitable for the days where you have, like today, no rain. So maybe it's good to have a combination of both cabins, so the people can choose, depends on the weather condition, which cabin they will use. Normally in rainy days you have less people going to a cable car than in the sunny days.
Okay, so So I think that Singapore weather and Indonesian weather is not so different, Mr. Andrew. So I think that is really okay too, or how do you think so?
Our weather is, I think, is more humid and hot as compared to yours right now, because you are high up a certain level, right? Okay, so we also have the challenge of having a cooling cabins, because power you need to supply for the fans or even aircon for the cabins. That's why, I mean, to Hans' point, we have the open, flip open cabins, which we have a better ventilation, air ventilation into the cabins when the cabin move. Okay, so if it rains, then we'll close the window. Okay, but over on Mount Faber, we are also thinking of, I mean, putting on some fans to cool down the gas. Okay, because our price are marked at certain pricing, so gas satisfaction we must meet, because we must meet their expectation. And as well as, I mean, you know, in Singapore weather we also have sun, okay, and on the window we actually put a solar film. We have all our cabins with solar film protection.
Okay.
Yeah, so this will prevent UV and IR from going into cabins. Before, without the solar film, I mean, when the installation is just up on the line, all the cabins are like sauna. And then we take an initiative to actually put on all the cabins with solar film, and now actually we reduce the temperature by about 2 to 3 degrees. Yep.
So it is really suitable because, and it's also really safety, not only because it has like the lid, but also it has like UV protections, etc., etc. So I think it's really, it makes us really safe. But still, don't forget to wear your sunscreen, right? Okay, so last one, Mr. Hans. What is your message for the cable car in Batu City?
Well, I hope now the next step is that we get all the technical data, like we covered already today. We got the profiles already measured. Now we have also to get the ground profile or ground investigation, ground survey. Based on that, we can make a real cost calculation of the investment cost. And as soon that investment cost is on the table, then I hope Among Tani can proceed to place an order. From the moment that they place an order, it will take about 15 months till it is getting into commercial operation.
Okay, okay. So how about you, Mr. What is your messages for the cable car in Batu City?
I would like to see, I mean, the system is up and running, and I will come back again.
Okay. And I will come back to Singapore to use your cable car, Mr. Andrew.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you very, very much, Mr. Hans, and also Mr. Andrew, for your time in Batu City. Enjoy Batu City. I hope that, when will you come back to your country, Mr. Andrew?
Monday. You're flying back on Monday, right?
No, Sunday, tomorrow.
Sunday,
tomorrow.
Sunday.
And Mr. Hans?
I also on
Tomorrow,
Sunday,
yes.
yes.
Sunday, tomorrow. So enjoy your time in Batu City. We really loved to hear you back here. And maybe the improvement of cable car is way better when you come back here.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you very much. I am really sorry if I have maybe mistakes a little bit.
You're perfect.
Thank you very much. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, that is all our conversations with Mr. Andrew and Mr. Hans from the Senior Manager Technical Operations in Cable Car Singapore and also the Dopplemayr representative in Indonesia. I'm Agunizatul Khafifah. Really sorry if I made mistakes, and thank you very much. See you!